Well, hello and welcome back to my bait cave. I'm your most sociably awkward, old, tired veteran. I got a video I'd like to share with you guys today. First off, I'd like to say I hope everybody's doing good out there. I've been gone for a while. Just got home from a 2-weeker, and I would have got out here earlier this morning, but you know, when you get home, you got a lot of stuff to do, and we've been working on that. Now some chores and stuff like that, but I'm all finished with that. Well, I'm finished with as much as I was planning to do today. I really wanted to get another video going. Today what I'm going to be working on is my nephew KC's friend Oliver had a birthday, and he asked KC, well, I don't know if he asked him, but KC said that he'd like to give Oliver some fishing lures for his birthday. So that was a while ago, and I had a lot on my plate, and I had a lot of lists of things that had to be done. So today I'm open for making Oliver's birthday present. So the color first off, from KC I didn't get anything of what just something, you know, like, hey, make some lures for Oliver, and then tell me what. So it was up to my imagination. So last time I helped KC make Oliver some lizards and some worms. I'm not sure, but anyway, since it's up to me today, I would like to open up KC to the world of the rocket. This is that 4-inch rocket. This thing is multiple uses. It could be a trailer to a jig, or it can be a standalone Texas rig. That's the way I fish it the most. I just Texas rig it. Sometimes I pin the weight, sometimes I don't, but it's always been productive. And then of course, the Phantom. I can't say enough about this Phantom. I fish it a lot. Also Texas rigged. It's really, you can speed it up, slow it down. The tail is so heavy, and got these ridges in it. It'll give a good thump, slow or fast. And I mostly Texas rig it, and I get hit on these things on a downfall. So like if I pin the weight so it sticks up close, this will punch through some, you know, get it through some mats, and then on the way down is usually when I get a hit. So here's the bottom, and I don't really bounce these off the bottom. What I'll do is I'll pull it all the way back up and give it another chance to fall, and I'll keep fishing it like that, and that tail just flaps all the way down and stirs up a pretty good bite. I think he's gonna like these. And lastly, this 5-inch stick bait. Who doesn't like a 5-inch stick bait? Now y'all know I normally don't put salt in anything. I don't fish with salt, but since this is going to Oliver, and I don't know what his preferences are, and I know he likes I think he likes the Sankos. I'm gonna load these babies up right here with a lot of salt. He's gonna be able to cast these a country mile without no weight on it. But I'll make these last because I don't want to mess up my recipe with salt until it's the last thing I'm gonna shoot, you know. And then so without knowing what his favorite color is, see, here's my book. I haven't made this in a long time. At least I don't remember doing this one. But this is watermelon candy. Here's the recipe. So I know I must have changed it to 15 at some time or other, 15 drops of watermelon. And actually it's watermelon 101. It's the only watermelon I have is this Lure Works. So I'm sure that's what I used. Almost positive. I went through some old videos, see if I did this recipe before when I changed it to 15. But I don't remember. Maybe I did it at 20 and realized it's too thick and changed it to 15 and never did it in 15. But then this 040 black flake 040 emerald green. And here's the thing I don't remember. Purple's the right flake. I don't know why I put that fuchsia. Maybe I didn't have purple or something. I don't really remember. But for today's purpose, it's gonna be purple because that's the actual right color. And this is all gonna be hex flake. So that's gonna be the recipe right there. And I actually have the right purple. I don't remember when I got this, so I don't know why I tried fuchsia last time. My memory lapses, but here's the emerald green. This is by Bait Plastics. I switched. I got a lot of stuff between Bait Plastics, Lure Works, MF Manufacturing. I'm kind of across the board. If I like the color, I don't really worry about where it comes from. I'm more or less the shade and the color I like. And then, of course, black flake, you know. I don't even know where this came from. I know I bought a big batch and dumped it in here. So, I think also, I'm gonna use a heavier plastic, a 262, because, especially for these rockets, the Fantom's pretty strong, but if you go too light on the rockets, the bass I've had all these appendages get ripped off before, and just wind up fishing with just the body of the lure because they good, but they tear up quickly with the well, like say 242 or especially 142. 142 is too weak for this. That's just more of a small bait. But anyway, that's my plans for today, and hope you guys like to follow along. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some plastic started up and get it heating. I'll call you back when I'm ready. All right. Just came out the vacuum chamber and put it back in the microwave for a few seconds. Just it kind of cooled a little bit. And get this out and be ready to go. All right. So there was a lot of air in here. I think I got about as much out of it as I can. There may be a few bubbles, but I think they'll stir out after a little bit. So we'll start with this Watermelon 101, 15 drops. Whoa, Lord. What do you say that was? About 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I don't know. That first dose was a lot. It happens. I think the spout is getting old. I'm just gonna go with that. I think that's good. And then some purple. Now with this, a lot of times I heat these because I'm only putting one, but I'll try to get it. The compressor. Y'all hang on a second. Alright, so I had to heat it up again. That thing only comes on about once a day, sometimes not even once a day, and always when I'm trying to video something. So what I was trying to say is I try to get, when I use a bigger teaspoon, and mostly when I use it more than one color flake, I don't like to heap it up, because for this one cup right here, this is an awful lot of flake. It's going to be a very busy color. So see, I try to keep it about as flat as I can. That should do it. Yeah, you know, if it was only black, I was putting in there one color flake. I would probably heat them up a little bit. See how busy that is? Very, very busy color. But I think he's gonna like it. So let me see what it's at right now. Well, that's pretty good. Nice and cooked, and it's perfect for injection. So I'll bring it back over by the vise. So with this batch, I'm only going to get the rockets and the Fantoms because I ain't got no salt in it yet. I'm going to do the rockets first. And then all the rest of it is for the Fantoms. Okay, keep these sprues filled right here. That should work. All right, let me get this mess cleaned up, and I'll bring it back when I open these up. All right, all cleaned. Everything's so cool, it's ready to go. It's not really a hot day here today or anything, so they cool in a timely manner. Hopefully by next summer I'll have me some cooling plates. I won't have to wait as long. All right, well, it came out upside down, but that's the bottom of them. See, these rockets even have a hook slot, which I use a lot. I'm a hook slot kind of guy, you know. It all depends on what kind of hook you use and how you want to rig it. Well, look at that. And with this 262, it's pretty tough. So these still got a cure, but these appendages are going to be a little bit tougher to get off. And isn't that a pretty color? I don't know why I don't use it as much. Well, after today, I'm gonna be using. I'm probably make a lot of extra ones. All right, let's take a look at the Fantoms. Fantoms can actually come out on either side. Doesn't have one side up or down. They're both the same. Look, there you go. That's the tails I was talking about earlier. See how, first off, they're fairly big. They got a wide footprint, but you can break them off. You can leave them be together. That's just a hold them if you like to fish them that way, or you could get them both individual. But see that, like, see how is. Let me see if I can get that in here. It's not, I can't see it. There you go. See how thick that is? It kind of comes down, and the water plays on that a little bit different. It gives it a lot of thump, slow or fast. You don't have to whip. These don't have to tear ass through the water so quickly. So anyway, that's a Fantom. Pretty widely used lure or bait. I guess plastic, you call it a bait. All right, so here goes round two. If anybody's interested, it's probably gonna be the same as round one. The only difference is with this one, first off, I'll see if I can get it to come out right. There we go. Well, it's still peeled off, but you get the gist. Top side up first. But the only thing that was really different was I made sure I counted 15 drops. So I may have the actual pigment in there a little bit more accurate, but they look the same. Still as awesome as round one. Watermelon candy. the Fantoms. Hope they came out just as good. I love these little things right here. It's very versatile, whatever you want, however you can pronounce that. It can be used in many different ways. All right, so here we go with the salted sticks. Here is you can see it got a little stiff on me, so I might have to heat this a little bit more. Yeah, it's got to go a little bit longer, and I'll be able to put the salt in it. It's almost, let me put that in there for about 15 seconds. So in the meantime, all this is extra fine worm salt, and it's really heavy. I keep it wrapped up in this plastic to try to keep the moisture out of it, because it'll collect moisture real fast and get hard if you don't. All right, here we go. That looks good. So here's a full tablespoon, and we'll put 2 of these in 1 cup. That should be enough. That should give it plenty of weight. I never really know the right formula, the right amount. But it really takes a lot. I used to have a tank, a clear, like a fish tank where I could watch the bait sink, and it never did dawn on me how much salt is required to make it work like a Senko. So I don't know how much Gary Yamamoto puts in his. That's proprietary. I have a feeling it's a little bit more than this. I'm going to heat this up one more time. That salt was cold when it went in, so kind of seized it up. All right, let me heat this up and get it up to injection temp, and then I'll bring about a bite. All right, so here we are. We got it up to injection temp. Get it stirred in there real good. The salt sinks fast, so you gotta stir it fast and get it up to the surface. All right, and then before you lose too much of it, go ahead and get it in the injector and into the mold. This mold requires you to kind of hang on to it a little bit, hold a tad bit of pressure. Not a whole lot. Like, I'm not bearing down on it. It's just my hands kind of resting up here. And then just make sure it don't drink it all up on you. So the other thing you got to contend with when you're using salt is it's gonna change the color. So when you're making adjustments for that, just keep in mind Not so much the glitter, but you may have to add just a little bit more pigment, which is I put about two more drops, maybe three. I can't, I had one big drop went in and I put another one. But anyway, the salt kind of washes it out. So to keep it really watermelon, you just gotta work at it, see how it works. I mean, different pigments might be stronger than other ones. And the one thing that salt does, first and foremost, salt makes your plastisol go a whole lot further. So if you're a big bait company, I'm not knocking them or anything, but if you're a big bait company, it does save you a lot of money in the long run to salt everything, because salt's cheap compared to plastisol. And then also a lot of fishermen, I don't find this to be true, and I don't want to knock anybody's fishing abilities, but a lot of fishermen will say that salt makes the fish hold a bait a little bit longer. I don't find that to be the case. Matter of fact, when you're fishing with a stick bait like a Sanko or something, you really don't want that fish to hold it too long, because you don't want him to swallow it. I always try to give him the least amount of time. Once I see, depends on if I'm line watching, or if I'm feeling for that little tick or whatnot. Is an injector plug. You can see it changes the texture of the plastisol a little bit, and it kind of washes out the color. You see, it's kind of more dull. But anyway, a lot of people swear by the salt, and like these stick baits, I don't mind it. Sometimes I like a little salt in it. I don't use a weight now. That's a good part. That's a different thing when you're fishing with it. Use less weight, if any weight at all. The hook in and of itself will bring this baby to the bottom. Not only that, but like I said, you can be able to cast a country mile with this. And if you're learning how to use a bait caster, salted Sankos, 5-inch salted Sankos are a great way to teach a young kid how to control his bait caster. Here we go. I think it's cooled enough. See what that feels like. It's nice and cold. Hope the mold wasn't too cold when I injected the plastic. Well, there you go. The salted stick bait. That's my version of a Sanko, actually. So I know you guys. I wish you could feel the weight. And this is a strong plastic on top of that. Because that's the other thing I meant to mention to you, that the more salt you use, the weaker your plastisol gets. So use a stronger, heavier diameter of plastisol when you're going to add the salt to it. Well, anyway, that's it. Not much else to it than regular plastic lures, but it's just got salt in it now. Alright, so since I was going to do another round, I thought I'd bring y'all back for round 2. It's going to be pretty much just like round 1, but thought you might like to see it. Just hold that little bit on there. I think because this mold drinks it really fast. So I mean, you could top off the sprue, but I think I find that sometimes you don't have to go to another mold, this just keeps it full. And that should be it. All right. See it still pulling it in there. This mold's just always been like that. These that I've been using today are AI angling, and they don't have as big of a sprue top, as deep as a lot of the epic molds, so they a little bit harder to keep full. You just got to keep your eye on them. It's not an issue to nobody. It's just an observation. I have some bass tackle molds that actually do the same thing. They all gonna suck it in, but the smaller the nozzle, it's my neighbor taking off. The smaller the nozzle, the more critical it is. Because you don't want to let that air get all the way down inside. It cooled very fast. I guess the heat of the summer's over. And plus too, I got all these, I got these molds turned upside down. I'm just using them as shims, things like that. So I think that aluminum draws that heat out of it very fast. Like I was saying before, I'm thinking about making some chill plates for the next summer. And there it is, second run. All salted up. They still look good. They're just very heavy. I mean, if you could just feel the weight of these things. But that's how they're supposed to be. That's how Gary Yamamoto designed them. He designed the Senko. First off, I think he designed this after you guys in the service. What does that look like? That's a Skillcraft government pin. And I'm pretty sure I heard Gary himself explain that story. He was talking to Roland Martin. And they were in a restaurant, and he happened to have one of them Skillcraft government pins. And he was looking at it, and he told Roland, he said he thought that would make a perfect stick worm. And Roland laughed at him at the time. He said that you make that, and if you catch anything with that, I forgot what he said he told him. But anyway, turns out to be the #1 selling stick baits in the United States, and it has been ever since. So you can't go wrong with them. I just fish them different and don't need the salt myself, but nothing wrong with a salted stick worm. All right, well, that's about all I got for this video. Thank you guys for joining me, and hope you liked it. I'll show you this, show you the recipe one more time. See if you can get it in there. Just in case you'd like to try it yourself. And then, like I said, with that extra fine worm salt, I don't use too much of it. Probably in all the times I've had in the bait cave here, this is only my second jug. So it, for me, it goes very far because, like I said, I don't use it that much. But if a customer wants it, I'm glad to use it, and I think Oliver's gonna like to use that. So speaking of Oliver, Well, he's gonna have to share this with me, but about half of this nice little tray for one afternoon. Got all Fantoms and especially the stick worms right here. I don't guess you can see them all in there, but that's gonna be Oliver's birthday present from KC. So if you're out there watching, Oliver, happy birthday late, but better late than never, right? Also, if any of you guys have any questions about anything you've seen here today, just leave it in the comments down there. I'll be glad to answer them. Or if you got any ideas of something I could have done better today, especially with that salt, give me a holler, because I'd like to know more about how you guys use it. And one more thing before I go is, I said I was going to do a giveaway when I reach 500 subscribers, so I just went over that not long ago, and I'm putting together a giveaway. Next video will be the details of it and what I'm giving away. I'm thinking about showing you the process that I'm gonna go through to make the lures that I'm gonna give away. So stand by for that. It'll be my next video. And as always, thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate all the likes and the comments. I really enjoy the comments. I like talking with you guys out there and all your ideas of what I can do better. I enjoy that. I'm always looking to learn something else. So the last thing I have to say is, you guys get out there and go fishing. Never forget to go fishing. We just had a bad storm come through here, but we got some beautiful weather following it. Winter time is just right around the corner, so time's limited out there. So take advantage of this fall season. The water's turning over. A lot of your lakes are going to be flipping now and changing all the patterns of bass, but they're still going to be able to be catching. And as I always like to say too, don't forget to take the kids fishing. Those kids need to know there's good people out here in this world, and you fishermen are the best. So get them out there on the water or river banks or whatever, and wet a hook and let them experience that joy of hooking a big one. Until next time, you guys stay safe out there. Thanks so much for tuning in. And once again, I'm your old tired veteran. Don't forget about me out there, and I'll see you next time.